The Premier Soccer League is proud to present the Betway Premiership.
Go for it, my bro. Nazo.
Value moments together. Wena nawe nazo. Only at McDonald's.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today on the Link Up to discuss what went down over the weekend. We're talking about the biggest football showcase in the continent. I'm not talking about the one that happened in the UK, no. We're talking about the Soweto Derby. What went down between the Kaiser Chiefs and the Orlando Pirates was nothing less than an aberration. We had one team that came out on top. The other team, we have their fans here, custodians of a defense that was shattered, battered, and just left for bits. I go by the name Chewy Chew. Welcome to the Link Up. And we have just the gang. I have my partner in crime, Lemmy Loco, a Pirates fan. We have football banter, Sky Shabala, Citizen Mo, and Joe Cran. We're talking the Soweto Derby, the post-match. Is this the post-mortem? Lemmy.
Definitely, sir. Look, I don't know why we even bothered going to F&B Stadium, because we were just as good as just chilling at home. You know what I mean? Pirates could have just taken the day off. We could have chilled at home. Chiefs could have just forfeited that game and given us the 3 points. But you know what? I get that sometimes teams have to honor fixtures. But this is definitely a post-mortem, Chewy.
All right. So before we go into the rest of the crew, we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. We're going to be watching and taking your reactions and your comments. As usual, drop your flags in the chat. Let's know where you're speaking to us from. The studio is dark. It is as dark as what was as the Kaiser Chiefs, team. So at this point in time, let's take a moment of silence. Bow your heads, a moment of silence for the Kaiser Chiefs. Okay. We have Sky Shabala, a fan of the Kaiser Chiefs. Please tell us what happened. What happened?
Please tell us what happened. It is a rhetorical question. We all saw what happened. we got
they say the sky is the limit, but clearly you guys were on the ground.
And now we're very much on the ground. And you know what? I'm currently living under lockdown level 5. I'm on shutdown. The only place I've been to since the drubbing is the airport, which says a lot. Usually we look forward to derbies. I hope the next one gets postponed. We might as well donate the points, because
please do.
As fans, what we saw on Saturday, I don't recognize the team. I know the club, but I don't recognize the team. It's tough at the moment, Joe. It's tough.
Sky, I want to ask you something, bro.
The airports. Did you miss your flights just like you guys missed chances to win the game?
Yeah, no. So actually, I did what my team failed to do. I actually arrived at the airport like they failed to arrive at the pitch. I moved my flight earlier so I could get out of Johannesburg, because this whole thing was making me sick. And the worst part is, everywhere you look, it's just black and white. And it was the worst nightmare that I lived. But I've been behind closed doors now, 4 corners around me, lights are off, and it's just, what did I do wrong? How do we as fans deserve this? What did we do wrong?
Look, Sky, there's a chance,
you
bro.
had a
I'm
question.
extending.
Yeah.
I'm extending the olive branch before I ask this question. Right? There's a chance. The season hasn't ended. There's still a chance for you to drop that Kaizer Chiefs jersey and come to the original Soweto Giant, the only Soweto Giant. You've got a chance to come back home, Sky. You've got a chance to come back home. I'm extending this
No.
opportunity to you and the entire Kaizer Chiefs fan base.
No, listen.
Come back home.
No. Listen, Kumbule Kaya was a show on the national broadcast. That's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen. We will stay with Chiefs. We are hurt. You're not angry. You're just disappointed. I'm that far. I'm disappointed, and that's the worst thing. I look around the stadium, 90,000 people, probably 65-70% of the people are Kaizer Chiefs and what the team did to us. But we live to fight another day. Tomorrow night, I'm at Richards Bay. I'm going to be at Richards Bay to watch these, I want to call them footballers, these players try to redeem themselves. What can I do? Chiefs is the only thing I know. I was born a Kaizer Chiefs. I will die as a Kaizer Chiefs, but at the moment, it's tough, guys.
Chewy, do you remember the one show that we did? And a gentleman, I'm not going to name names here, but a gentleman on the show, I said Orlando Pirates is the biggest club in Africa. And one gentleman on the show here told me, no, it's not the biggest club in Africa. It's what? I need him to come and defend himself here. A gentleman by the name, or the court document says his name is Citizen Mo. So I think I need him to come here and explain. And does he still stand by the fact that Pirates is not the biggest club in Africa?
I mean, they only beat Kaizer Chiefs, who lost to Zamalek, who's like the second best team in Egypt. So I still stand by what I said. So all I'm gonna say.
I see him wearing all black like me. Are we all mourning this Soweto Derby?
Yeah, we're mourning that loss. It was my first South African League game, like the first one I've ever watched. So I was tuning in for a good game. And only one team showed up. So I'm supporting them. I'm wearing black.
Don't laugh, City. Don't laugh, please. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm here to mourn.
Joe Cran, as a middleman, how was that game for you?
Chiefs just didn't show up, man. Like they didn't seem to have any sort of plan or approach or anything to the game. I mean, look, I think it's very easy to criticize Chiefs in the way that they played, but I do think you got to give the flowers to Pirates. I thought Pirates were brilliant. They've been great this season in general, but the way they dominated Chiefs in that game was genuinely like impressive and shocking. I think I've watched so many Soweto derbies over the years. I've seen so many tight games, so many closely fought games, and to see Pirates be so dominant was, I was very surprised at that.
Yeah, the DNA test came in, and it's looking like Kaizer Chiefs, the Orlando Pirates, is your daddy. And last but not least, football banters all the way in Nigeria. You guys were chaotic before the derby. You guys are back. Clearly, you're still all friends. This didn't affect your relationship with each other, no?
No, it didn't.
You'd like to say something?
Yeah. Anyway, if the Soweto Derby did something, it was rather humbling for me. It just humbled me, and I don't have the power to make noise at the studio again. If anything I want to say, I will always be reminded by another miracle that we lost 3-0 and I was but
he has to take permission from me.
I have one warning for them. See, don't overgloat on this victory, because when you will be needing the 3 points from us by April, when you will be needing it to challenge Masandawana, I think that time is the time you will come and start begging us. You say, brothers, we are brothers. Now you can gloat wherever you like.
Are you done?
Don't worry. When the time will come, we'll be the stumbling block for you.
Let me say something, man.
And that's where you know we are the Kingmakers.
Quiet. On the last link-up show, this young man right here opened his mouth and he said, we are the Kingmakers. We are Kosi. We will make sure you don't take the 3 points from us. Chewy, you remember. Let me, you remember. At least both of you were here. Today, he's now making reference to the next derby.
Yeah.
Guess what? Whatever happened in this derby that we just concluded will happen again. You know, I predicted a 3-1 win because they usually score 1 goal. Even the 1 goal that they used to score, we did not. We did not. So
We were denied a legitimate penalty in that game.
when we were denied a penalty when we played Sandawana, you said it was a clinical tackle. The same thing has happened to you and you're crying for a penalty.
Silva was fouled.
Go back to the pitch.
I don't know
Let's talk
when
about
my
that
guys bring
penalty.
him back.
Let's talk
Go back
about
to the
that
pitch.
penalty. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let's talk about that penalty. Joe Cran, do you think that was a legitimate penalty shout?
I think, look, it was one of those for me that is, I've seen him given. It falls under that category. I don't think it was, if it had been given, I don't think, for me personally, I wouldn't have been up in arms about it being given. I think, I mean, you look there, he's going down before the man gets anywhere near him anyway. So, I mean, look, not for me. I think we need to get to a position in football where footballers are not actively trying to win penalties on a winning penalties on a legitimate basis. And I feel like not just this one, I feel like in general in football, we've got too many strikers that are being, well, attackers, I suppose, being given legitimacy and trying to buy a penalty rather than, being legitimately given one.
Chewy, if I can, I wanna ask Guy something, right? Being a Kosi fan, at that point, Chiefs is already 2-0 down. Had that been given, do you think that would have opened the doors to a comeback for Chiefs?
I think the timing of it, because I mean, you and I were sitting together, and at first look, we looked and we were like, oh, okay, penalty went crazy. You said it's not a penalty. Then we saw the highlights on the TV, and then we both agreed it was a penalty at that time. I think the timing of it just before halftime, it kind of changes the conversation completely at halftime. It's not a 2-0 lead, it's a 2-1, almost as similar as what happened with the Chelsea-Arsenal game yesterday. Chelsea scoring just before halftime. It changed the whole perspective of the second half. But I mean, the problem here is that out of the whole 90 minutes, the only thing Chiefs we can talk about as fans is that moment. That's the biggest problem here. The result, the 3-0 results in football, we've seen this in the famous words of Peter Mosimane. Even Barcelona lose 5-0, even Man City lose 3-0. But the toothlessness of that performance from Kaizer Chiefs, it's something we can never forgive. We've seen Chiefs go 3-0 down in a derby before. We end up losing the game 3-2 when Majora scored. That's the biggest problem. So the results aside, and I can ask the Chiefs fans here, I mean, we went into the game not believing we probably can beat them. But if we could get any result, the hope that kills. When they say the hope kills, that's what it's the hope that kills. And then after 4 minutes, that hope is finished, out the window, gone.
So over on TikTok, there's some conversations happening. Baba Kanzenzo Zendoda is saying no penalty here. It says it wasn't a penalty. Man versus John is checking in on TikTok as well. He says the way we were so defeated, we have revenge in our hearts and veins. But like, guys, do you really think that would have changed things for the Chiefs? I mean, you said it was toothlessness, but what else could they have done better? Right? We'll go around the room. Citizen Mo, what else do you think the Chiefs could have done very different?
I feel like just defensively in general, that like your performance stems from how you do defensively. Once the defense is shaken, your whole team is shaken. The confidence you have is just gone. And that's where they went wrong the whole game. The defense was just in pieces from the beginning. So obviously the midfield, it rattles through the midfield, it rattles through the attack. So maybe if they were a bit more solid in the defense and like the build-up forwards, they would have done better throughout the game. And obviously the penalty would have made a difference because you go into that second half with only a one goal advantage. So it shifts the momentum, it shifts everything. But at the end of the day, they didn't get the penalty. They didn't do much defensively or attacking wise. So can't really ask anything more of them.
Wow. So I'm seeing on TikTok as well, right? Someone is talking about, let's talk about Mbatha's goal that was ruled offside. Was that offside? King
No,
Henry,
that's offside.
nice.
That's offside. That is offside. We must that's offside. It happened right in front of us again, Lemmy. We saw it together. It happened. It was offside.
I didn't see anything. Anything. All I know is we were robbed a goal, but it's fine.
Chewy, listen. Even Stevie Wonder would have given that offside, my king. It's that simple. It was clear offside.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, all offside all day long, as far as I was concerned. Great ball in, great header, but yeah, it was definitely offside.
Fan football banters. Why do I keep mixing? Man, I'm feeling discombobulated. I haven't gotten over.
No, it happens.
Derby,
that's
man.
what a 3-0 does. That's what a 3-0 does.
I haven't gotten over it. Football banters. The Chiefs had called themselves the Kingmakers. Now with this win, do you think Pirates are winning the league? Is this an early indicator of that?
It's very difficult to say right now. Pirates are at the same points with Mamelodi Sundowns, and they know what has been happening over the years. Pirates might have won the Soweto Derby, but they know that they have a difficult task in front of them. That is the truth. If you notice, Pirates fans are not rejoicing so much after beating Kaizer Chiefs, because they know that losing to Sundowns is still telling them that they are not still up to that standard that is required of them to win the league. So that is why you are seeing most of the Pirates supporters still being humble, despite the fact that they won the Soweto Derby, but they still can't come out and boast so much or brag that they are still living up to expectation. Until you best Sundowns, you cannot come out and say that you are right to win the league.
No,
right now,
I disagree.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
I disagree.
I
disagree.
I disagree until the end of the season.
You can lose to Sundowns and still win the league. That's our argument here.
Can you?
We can lose to Sundowns and still win the league. All we have to focus on now are the remaining games, and we'll be good. Right? Because
including the next Soweto Derby.
These things have happened over the years. This is not the first time. Sundowns have won the league 8 times. This is Sundowns being in their bad form, and in their bad form, they're still competing with you. You should take advantage. Normally, everybody knows Sundowns. Everybody knows that Sundowns is not in a good form right now. In our bad form, we are still competing with your best form.
Why are you pointing at teams?
Chiefs
is not in the game.
No,
all right, Sundowns, we're going to get to you, right? Now, before we take a break, I want to ask the rule. We'll go round. And I'll start with you, Citizen Mo. It was a 3-0 dropping. If you're a gamer, that's when you drop the controller. Once it's 3-0, you drop the controller, you go home. Was there anything Chiefs did right? Everybody, let's say something nice. Let's be nice today. It's a Monday. Was there anything Chiefs did right? I'll start with you, Mo.
I mean, Sky just said it a little bit ago. He said the only thing that we got out of the game was the potential penalty. So no, I don't think they did anything right. So that's just my view of it. They attacking wise, they didn't do much. Defensively, as I said, they didn't do much. Just an all-round forgettable performance.
Joe,
I have to agree. I mean, you can't go into a derby like that and not even be testing the goalkeeper. I think we waited for so long for Sipo Cheni to even make a real save. And I think that's probably why so many Chiefs fans feel so aggrieved by the performances. It wasn't just that they didn't play well; they just didn't look like they were into it at all. Like there was no real desire there. It didn't feel like they were up for that game of football. And it was the polar opposite for Pirates. They played well. They were up for it. And look, even the fact that we're clutching at straws at that penalty as saying that is a thing they did right, I think says a lot about the way that performance went.
At least give them a compliment to their haircuts or something.
I've got a compliment.
Right?
Even the pre-game drip was better for Pirates.
Oh, don't even start with that, Joe. Don't even start with that, bud.
I've got a compliment, guys. I think we're being too harsh on Chiefs. they did do something right, you know. That was showing up to the game. At least they showed up. They came to the stadium. They played. They were so toothless, like Sky said. At some point, Sipho Chain was in the crowd doing TikTok dances while they were playing there in the pitch. That's how unbothered Sipho Chain was. Our goalkeeper was doing TikTok dances in the crowd while Chiefs was trying to fight. But at least they showed up to the stadium, guys.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you talk about them showing up to the game, because I was gonna suggest, Uguti, if you don't show up to the game, you get the same scoreline, 3-0. They should have just stayed at the hotel. Stay at the hotel. And I don't want to say don't waste our time, because it was a great spectacle at the end of the day for the neutral, for South African football, for African football. But 3-0 there, doing nothing, 3-0 at the hotel, doing nothing.
They could have saved a lot of money on fuel, on like resources. Football banters, something nice about the Chiefs.
Honestly, it's very difficult to find what is nice about our performance on that day, to be fair. The only player that turned up for me was Tabiso Monyane, who tried to stop Yamatuke from doing something. Yeah, from doing something on that day. Apart from him, the rest of the players did not turn up at all.
Can I just comment on that? Do you know that Tabiso Munyane is actually our former player? Even the best performing player on Chiefs came from Pirates. That's how dominant we were, guys. Like, can we just, you know what?
Football banter, you shouldn't have said that. Now they're gonna tag us on Twitter, TikTok.
Honestly, I don't know.
Your best performing player is a former Pirates player. That's all we can say about that, man.
I wish I knew before now. I wish I knew. You know, I'm new in this. Anyway, like I said, I don't know why the chief management decided to come up with the lineup that they did. I know there are some other players that were better than those that started. I know the likes of Gaston Sirino. I know Solomons would have done better if he was in the game. I know Shabala. I don't know why Vilakazi did not play. I don't know if he was injured. At least these people are people that would have given us hope if they had started the game. You understand? So I know that Peterson was injured. That was why he was not in the game. So it was a big loss too. He commands the area. So when I saw the formation and the lineup, I was like, wow, what is going to happen? I just hoped that the will to fight would be there enough.
Wow.
But for the quality of the players on the pitch, nah.
Let me say one good thing about Chiefs on that day. One good thing, what did they call it? The 50,000 rands that was given to
yeah.
You know, you have to relax. This pain is too much on you. Relax. Take a chilled bottle of Amstel and breathe. It has the 50,000 rands has to be given to a fan from the home team, right? So imagine it was Pirates home. You guys would have taken anything out of, but it's okay. At least you played home and we gave you 50K. We are happy for you, at least. That's something, right?
I know what we can take at this point in time. We can take a break to gather our emotions. And when we come back, we're going to discuss the Pirates. We're going to discuss the coaches. We're going to discuss more about the Soweto Derbies. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is still the Link Up on your World of Champions, SuperSport.
More fiercely contested than this. One of the fiercest rivalries. A huge clash. He is having the time of his life. Can you feel it? It's shaking.
Broadcast proudly brought to you by Discovery Bank and Kia.
Mzansi, you have the loudest voice when it comes to who stays and who vies from Big Brother's house. So, vote for your favorite Big Brother Mzansi housemate either on the DSTV mobile site, the DSTV website, or on the My DSTV app. How to vote on the Big Brother Mzansi mobile site or website. Go to mzansimagic.tv/Big Brother. Click vote, then register, enter your details and your one-time PIN. Kanjalo J, you're ready to vote. Log in, choose your favorite housemate, enter your number of votes, then click vote. How to vote on the My DSTV app. Download or log into the app. Tap vote, choose your favorite housemate, and cast your vote. Voting is open from Monday at 9 p.m. to Thursday at 9 p.m. The housemate's fate is in your hands. Big Brother Mzansi Season 6, Bazozwa. Rated 18 for mature audiences. Only on the home of local.
Big Brother Mzansi. Proudly sponsored by Lotto Star.
20 teams. 55 matches.
Superb!
One world champion. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. Catch all the action from 7 February to 8 March on your World of Champions SuperSport.
Here we are back at the link up after the Soweto Derby. You know what? My favorite person has joined us. We've done a substitution. I had to bring my very close friend, Man versus John, onto the panel so we can finish and wrap up.
Why don't you just call him Manny?
Manny will do. Manny will do. You know, because
well, honestly, after this weekend, he's more like a boy versus John. boy.
You know what? We're not gonna pick on you, bro. But rumor is that Chiefs is still at FNB Stadium trying to, equalize. But it's fine. We have to talk decisions that went wrong from the coaching perspective, and obviously we've got everybody on the panel we'd like to hear from. I think let's start with the people that have just joined us. We've got Lizzie, who's joining us all the way from Pretoria, and Man versus John, who's joining the panel alongside Sky and Football Banters. Man versus John, bro. What there's been a lot of complaints. So I was at the stadium during the live broadcast, and I spoke to a lot of fans before and after. Before, there was concerns about why Peterson wasn't starting, and after, there was a lot more complaints about the decision making from the Chiefs coaching team. What do you think they have done wrong? Are you guys happy? There's key players that you guys didn't have there other than Peterson. I mean, Shabala, Lanovila, guys, there were questions around them. What went wrong from a coaching perspective?
A lot went wrong. But before I even answer the question, I'm hats off to Orlando Pirates because they played a fantastic game. And I must just say, Orlando Pirates mentality, their coach, Wadu, outstanding. Because, sorry, I'm just like shifting a little bit. Wadu, firstly, Pirates arrived early to the stadium. Pirates went out for the match inspection very early. Kaizer Chiefs, when they went out for the inspection, Orlando Pirates beacons were already out for Pirates to warm up. So Pirates have already won the mentality game that they're here for war. Everything we did was late. The starting lineup, too many holes at the back. Like, why did they change the back four that's been playing the most games? Solomons, Kingmaker, Miguel, McCarthy. Stick with that. It's a derby. There's no time to change it and bring in Monyane. So, hey, there's a lot going on at Kaizer Chiefs. I think they got the whole lineup wrong, but then again, Shabala and Vilagazi haven't been performing, if we're being honest. Shabala has missed so many one-on-ones. So, yeah, there's a lot going wrong at Kaizer Chiefs at the moment, and it came out on Saturday.
But sometimes there's big match temperament. You need the players, even though they're not performing well, but you might need players that are familiar to that kind of stage to say, you know what, if not for anything else, just to, one, encourage the fans to say, look, we've got our strongest guys on the pitch. Two, to kind of motivate the rest of the other guys, to say, look, guys, this is a big game. Form goes out the window. Do you think maybe you could have done that at least?
No, but look at our Nedbank Cup, how we got knocked out. We played our strongest side and still got knocked out. And they had like 4 one-on-ones, which they missed. Zamalek, we missed chances. There's so many games where these guys have played and haven't come up to the occasion. So, I don't know. It's a mess now.
I wanna jump in on that. When you talk about some of the players, the selection and all that kind of stuff, growing up supporting Kaizer Chiefs, the one thing you loved about Kaizer Chiefs is that Kaizer Chiefs always had a star, always had stars. If you look at the Kaizer Chiefs team with Shabala, who is a star on Kaizer Chiefs? Who is the one person with my paycheck on Monday that week leading up to the Derby? I say, I cannot wait to go watch that person. I cannot wait to Uti and Yopalik write his name on the back of my check. There's no one at Kaizer. If you look up from top to bottom, we have this narrative of comparing Vilagazi to Urele. It's an insult to Urele. Like, let's be honest, it's an insult. The boys came at the same time. They both played DDC, but the other one is just, he's taken the stardom thing. And that's the biggest problem with Chiefs. If one of the, if not the biggest club in South Africa does not have a star. We Pirates, I was excited to see Apollos. I was excited to see if Mbule played. I was excited to see the theatrics of Chain. I was excited to see Urele. We Chiefs, who?
I want to bring in Lizzie here. Football Yappers, that is your channel on TikTok. Yap to us about your experience at the Soweto Derby. Who do you support, by the way?
As you can see. As you can see, I support Orlando Pirates. So when it comes to the Soweto Derby, like, I feel like we beat Kaizer Chiefs when it comes to mentality. They don't have big game players. We came with all our big game players who went in with the mentality that we lost our previous game. We have to make sure that we win this game. Kaizer Chiefs also lost their previous game, but they didn't come in with the mentality that, no, we have to win this one. So looking at how Kaizer Chiefs played and how Orlando Pirates played, we beat them honestly when it comes to mentality and also with the starting lineup. If you look at the players that Orlando Pirates brought in, they made sure that they fill in numbers when it comes to the forwarders. Sibelebele was playing as a right back, but he went to play in front. You could see the impact that he was doing, going from back to front, moving through the flanks. Chislett, where was Chislett?
Hey, whoa, Chislett performed. Chislett performed. I'm defending Chislett.
No, where was he?
Chislett performed.
Because everyone he was touching, Sibelebele was there. Tell me what clearance that Chislett came with that Sibelebele didn't clear.
You know, you guys give Chislett a nickname. You call him Chisla Kudura, and it's during for Mahala. It's expensive cheese. What's the most expensive cheese there? Give him a blue cheese nyana. So, ne? But guys, you know, I feel also like the team let him down. I feel like he, in certain moments, there were moments where he was more enthusiastic or he was more hungry to win that game than the rest of the team.
That's true.
Yeah.
Football banter.
I think.
Yeah.
I think Chislett, even from the game against Stellies, if you read the room and even at the stadium, I don't know if it was the excitement of outside of Mr. Cross, he's the second white guy to play for us. There was a lot of excitement around him, but I thought he was decent, even against Stellies before he got subbed. I thought he was very good. Against Pirates, he was the one player who was running and trying to press. And I even made a joke with Brighton Mshong, a former Pirates goalkeeper, that the one thing Chislett needs to learn is that he comes from England, where it's like, you got to give it your all, you got to run hard. In South Africa, we have this thing at we brush. We have a show me your number, and I don't know if you saw how many times he was full going for it. No, this is South Africa, my guy. This is not. It's not Portsmouth or Leeds. It's South Africa. But besides that, he's probably the one guy who doesn't get the toothless nickname next to him after the performance.
But still, what did it do for Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, nothing. No, 100%. Listen, I can see you with the jersey that you're wearing there. That was meant for the CAF Champions League, but it's fine. Let's leave that for another day. It was meant for. It only debuted once. We've seen it once. We saw it against Lupo. We saw it once. But it's fine. No, but you're right.
Big label. It has
Lizzie,
a trophy attached to it.
Lizzie, listen, you're 100% right. It didn't do anything, but it's 1 against 11. So that's just. Yeah.
No, it's the
For
only.
me, another player turned up too. Another player turned up too on that day for Chiefs too. I remember now. Da Silva. Da Silva was running, trying to do anything he could to just create or score a goal. You understand? But I felt he was abandoned by his teammates. You understand? It is the first time I saw Lilepo not put in one cross in the game. I can't remember Lilepo putting in a cross. And I felt like there was this detachment between Lilepo and Monyane in the flanks. At the time, I was wondering, is Lilepo in this game? Because I know he's very tall. So I was looking out for somebody like him, maybe same problems for the Pirates defense. Because to be frank, when we played Masandawana, a game that we played draw, Lilepo was everywhere on the pitch. But I was surprised against Pirates, Lilepo was missing. Now, if you have such players missing in the games, it is going to be very difficult for the strikers to receive balls to create even the chances. You understand? So I don't really blame Chislett because the people he was supposed to play with were not on the pitch.
If I may.
Yeah.
I understood one thing that happened in the pitch when Chiefs played Pirates. I'm a Pirates fan, Conquan. But if I have to say something about the game, when it comes to Chiefs, there was no sync. There was no synergy between the players.
Yeah.
Now, if you notice, the fans are trying to pick out one player here and there. This is supposed to be an 11
team effort, yeah.
Not Chislett against Pirates. If I have to play with this guy on the same pitch as my guy, you are supposed to know when to make a run and I'm supposed to know when to give you a pass.
Yes,
right?
Because they didn't play the people that were supposed to play together.
There was no agreement. In fact, there was no Chiefs team versus Pirates.
I want to jump in on that, Miracle. I want to jump in on that point and maybe pose this question to the Chiefs supporters. Manvis, John, you can go first. Sky, please feel free, bro. With that being said, seeing that we're not seeing any synergy from the team, right? What does Chiefs play for now? Because Nedbank Cup is gone, CAF out, league is very questionable right now. What is Chiefs as a team playing for now?
The only thing we can play for now is MTN top 8. Nothing else at all. And adding on to what Football Banters was saying, Kaizer Chiefs has been playing like this for a while now. We have no identity. If you look at the games, we've gotten some weird goals like Lilepo scoring from the halfway line, trying to cross the ball. We've got some offside goals. So we've been very lucky lately. So this disjointed thing is not surprising. It's been for a couple of games now. But yeah, only thing we can hope for is survive MTN top 8 because there's other teams climbing up quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at those teams, I never thought I'd be looking behind, like on my shoulder and looking Durban City and Amazulu to, like that's what's happened at the moment. Because,
Durban City is above us, if I'm not mistaken.
Durban City is right there. But, at the same time of there's no identity of the Kaizer Chiefs, I don't have a problem with not having identity, but then win. Choose one, Chief. Then choose one. We don't have an identity. We don't win. You look at a team like Golden Arrows. Mangoba Mngiti plays good football, but they don't win as much, especially on Tinanje. If it's Ekaya at home, away, it's the same thing. Lilepo scoring from a cross. It's a dubious penalty. It's a 1-0 game. And you look at the fixtures we are, but the next 5 fixtures now. If it was the Chiefs that we grew up playing or watching, Richards Bay, Durban City, Makesi, Orbit College. Come on, guys. But if you ask me now, would I put money on them? No. I don't think so.
All right, we have Substitution in the booth. Tim Eddy is joining us. He's a Chiefs fan. And so you're joining us, and I want to put this question on social media as well. I'm checking the comments right here. What excuses do you have as a Chiefs fan? I mean, there were 3 goals, so hopefully you can give us at least 3 excuses. And what are you playing for at this point in time?
Good news, Joe, and good news to the viewers of the Link Up. I think from the weekend, there are no excuses. I can't even find one to reduce the 3-goal margin.
You couldn't even find goals as well.
I think it could have been worse. If you look at how the game was played from a Kaizer Chiefs point of view, I think we looked flat. We didn't leave the dressing room first half. I think that's the most I don't even want to use the word disaster, but that was an awful, way awful first half by Kaizer Chiefs. I think if you look at how we've been playing since the year 2026. I think we had hope because we're winning with 1-0 margins. And I think those wins were critical heading into a game like this one, because that's you want to build momentum and you wanna instill a little bit of confidence into the players. But if you look at how we got knocked out of the CAF Confederations as well, the players took a knock. How we got knocked out of the Nedbank Cup as defending champions also took a knock. So you didn't need such results heading into a game like this one, because Pirates have been on fire this season. And I think if one has to find an excuse, I would definitely lean towards poor coaching and the fact that we haven't been having a head coach since maybe game week game week, I think 7 or 8 in the league. And I think a big institution like Kaizer Chiefs can operate for about 23 to 25 games with interim coaches. I think that's where we messed up our season. So this will count as one of the wasted seasons as well.
But why are you saying interim? Because in the beginning of the season, you guys were saying we've got two. Two is better than one. You understand? And bearing in mind that these guys have experience of playing a Soweto Derby under Coach Nabi. Where Coach Wadu, on the other hand, has never played a Soweto Derby before. It was his first one. And for him to go and win 3-0, is this reason enough for you guys to now say, you know what, we've had enough, get these guys out, can we have a proper coach? Because yes, you've been crying for quite some time, but does this now solidify the fact that you guys have to get the coach out? Because here's a coach for Orlando Pirates that has never played a derby before. He's won 3-0. And these guys that have the experience, and of course winning the Nedbank Cup against Pirates, didn't produce the results.
I think if you look at it from that point, I get where you are heading or leaning, but you are also talking about Coach Wadu, who reached the semi-finals with Marumo, won, and it was a struggling Marumo, right? Marumo Gallants. And you look at the fact that this guy has already delivered 2 trophies, so he has played big games already this season, and it's not an excuse towards Kaizer Chiefs. So with Kaizer Chiefs losing an experienced coach like Coach Nadi and not replacing him, I'm not saying we should have kept him, but I'm saying if you lose an experienced coach like him and not replacing him after all, then you also kind of throw in your season out of the window. Because if you look at where, for example, he was or we were when we got rid of him, we were position 2. I'm not saying we would have remained position 2, but now the team is a mess at this moment. Because I just heard one of my brothers talking about the games that are coming and the fact that at first you would have confidence leaning towards that. And also last season, we also struggled against Orlando Pirates, especially in league games, but we were able to get one over the line, which ended the drought. So this season was supposed to be the season where Kaizer Chiefs was supposed to cement their status as one of the top teams in the league. And with Nedbank out of the window and Sikukuni and Amazulu doing well, the chances of us playing continental football next season are decreasing with every match day that's passing.
And I'm sure that makes you feel very sad. Lizzie, I see you chilling, girlfriend. You are like just coasting. Talking about your coach, right? Do you think this coach is the one that can deliver the goods? Does he clock it? Does he understand what it means to you as a Pirates fan? Do you believe in this coach? Will he take you to the promised land?
So far, so good. He does have the qualities to take me to the promised land, right? But I feel like the players that he currently have from Marumo are matching what he wants. The players that are currently in Pirates, our experienced players, do not get exactly where he's heading. So that's where the barrier comes in, where we have experienced players like Mbata, who I don't think we've played a game where we had Mbata in and we lost. Do you get it? And then we have players like Abomasin who understand what the coach wants, who understand exactly what his methodology is, where he is heading, the kind of football that he wants. So with having a coach and players kind of thing, I feel like once we find that link between experienced players and the new incoming players, we are closer to the promised land. As far as it is, I feel like we are closer. So he's helping us, and I believe in him.
Can I come in there?
Sky, I need you. I need you on this one. I need you to give me a straight answer, my brother. Do you keep these coaches for the end of the season or going into the new season, or do you sack them right here, right now?
Yeah, I think if there was someone on the wings waiting for this job, or if someone, that's the other thing with Chiefs. They don't even plan like that, right? They fire Nabi because they have these two interpreters who can seemingly coach like Nabi and can see that the job is too big for them. It's probably too late now to fire these two, because I really think that if we had to restart again or fire these two, then I don't even think we get into the top 8. I also don't want us to go. Yes,
hey, I'm going to put it to the comment section. Guys, talk to me on social media. Is it too late to fire these coaches? Yes or no? I want to check the YouTube, the Facebook, TikToks. Let us know. We're going to take a break right now, and we're going to collate the polls right after the break. This is still the Link Up on your World of Champions SuperSports. Don't go anywhere.
Imagine a story born from within.
A sudden glimpse into much deeper things.
Before the first image, before the first sound,
It's in my DNA.
a frame comes to life, holding moments that stay with us.
My starting point is always a feeling. Redis le plus fort, ça s'il te plaît.
From stories of love, resistance, and survival.
I was really moved.
It's in the rhythm of editing.
Quelqu'un doit bien faire le boulot.
The power of sound and silence. One frame leading to the next. With over 60 curated African and international films.
You want to join?
You can experience this and more at the 8th Joburg Film Festival from 3 to 8 March 2026. Secure your tickets today at joburgfilmfestival.co.za.
Do you begin to see them?
Feel the frame and the stories that live within us.
What kind of world we are creating?
Brought to you by MultiChoice, a Canal Plus company.
Ella, choose inside and enjoy the best entertainment on DSTV.
Let's cross over to the house.
And watch all the drama endlini without catching the smoke. Choose inside where the action is in HD.
I made the promise and I kept it.
Ella, stay connected and choose inside with DSTV.
And we are back. Oh, sorry, man. Chu, why are you trying to shine on my shine, bro?
No, you go, man.
Why are you shining on my shine, bro?
No, buddy.
I can't beat you on the weekend, 3-0, and then you think you can come here and take over my opening, bro.
You didn't beat me on the weekend. I didn't show up, okay?
Yeah. That's what Chief said.
All right, you take it away, Levy.
Here we are, man. We're discussing the Soweto Derby. Great, beautiful game that we saw over the weekend, but not such a great result as far as Chiefs is concerned. And, the nice thing about the link up is that we've got evidence of the comments that were made here as per the last episode. Mpoza, you came here with a big game and you said you just need Chiefs to do a real job for you, and you've left the blueprint, go FNB. We did it ourselves. We did the job ourselves. We're not no Rumile Chiefs. You sent Chiefs to do the job for you. What happened, my brother?
No, you see, I think there were 3 people that took my words very serious. The bus driver, his job was to get Chiefs to the stadium, and he did the job very well done. The kit manager was to make sure they've got the kit and they were dressed well done. The third person was the one that gave Timedi and his friends the flags, because the flags in the coach of Mangoba, at least they got something from the stadium. But the ones on the field, no, Chief. They missed the memo, man. and they did not take this thing seriously. But we understand that they.
Hey, did we just lose the pause? Pause ran away. Pause ran away.
They hacked this connection. So before we went on the break, we put a question we put a question out to you guys. Should we fire the Chiefs coaches or should we keep them? I want to read off some comments off of TikTok, right? Tembaletu says they must finish what they started. It's too late now. Oscar says it's too late. Liema says it's too late. Tebsa says it's too late. Everybody is saying too late to fire these coaches. And somebody says they need to fire them and hire a real coach.
Damn.
Wow.
Jabu, we'll bring you in on that.
Honestly speaking, it wouldn't make sense that Chiefs should let go of coaches. I fully agree, or rather, I share the same sentiments with those that are saying it's a bit late now. I think a responsible team will allow these two mechanics to actually finish what they've started, and then probably in the beginning of the season, of course, they should be looking for a coach, and they must get a proper coach, not these things of taking chances, But to a large extent, when one goes to the Saturday's game, I think we need to be brutally honest about the Kaizer Chiefs. To me, the only thing that is left there is a name. We need to be honest now, and it has also brought the standard of the derby, so low. Honestly speaking, the winnings that they've been getting, I think that was a fluke, and they thought they were doing things proper. Sometimes things will catch up with you, and this time around they had to lose against their biggest rival in Orlando Pirates. Hence, they are so angry. But it was coming that at a particular stage they will be embarrassed. So they were quite embarrassed over the weekend, and it speaks now to management to say, at least try and do something about the team. I'm just going to cite few scenarios. You see, in the previous years, Chiefs didn't really buy players. They used to produce their very own players, and the star players, not just Mickey Mouse players. Star players used to be produced by Kaizer Chiefs. As things stands, Kaizer Chiefs are the champions of the DDC, and this is a multi-choice structure, and this is their developmental structure. Now it becomes problematic when Chiefs will look away instead of taking those young boys and try and build a proper team out of the players that understand the identity of Kaizer Chiefs. Because I think right now, players that you have in that particular team don't even understand Kaizer Chiefs itself. So I was saying, now that you have a DDC team that is competing so well, the current champions, take those players and utilize them and stop buying free agents. I mean, how on earth do you take Paseka Mako? Do you know why Pirates let go of Paseka Mako? I mean, those are the issues.
I want to switch gears here. Right. Earlier in the show, we talked about a lot of things. We tried to find anything Chiefs did right.
Yes.
And I'll start with you, Manny, or Boy versus John, whatever, man versus your feelings, however you feel right now. Let's go over to the other side. Bring yourself to go to the other side. And we'll go around the room. Out of all the goals that were scored, what was your favorite celebration? Can you recreate it? Which celebration did you enjoy the most?
And I thought you brought a serious question. I was ready for this. And you guys
I mean, this is evidence of a serious question. What the?
Whatever Raymond did.
All right, Tim Eddie, which one were you feeling? Which celebration were you feeling?
Nah, I didn't feel anything, honestly speaking. There's nothing to feel. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that you even asked us this question. Because it was hating, Honestly speaking, there was nothing to celebrate. And I think what makes it worse for Kaizer Chiefs is the fact that the body language of the players. You can tell the players don't want to play for the coaches. And that's what we saw. And unfortunately, it's not something that one can celebrate. So it was a terrible performance throughout. I know second half we tried to play, but Pirates had already killed the game by then. So I'm just angry at how we also conceded the third goal, because we had about 5 players inside the box and Evidence was still able to hit the ball unchallenged. So hey, that one makes me angry. I don't want to lie.
But the warning signs were there, though. The warning signs were there. You mean you look at the Mbata offside? How does he get that free header? You know, like from a similar position, it happens, and then obviously it's going to happen again, and then you'll concede. But to answer your question, Chewy, you know, there's no celebration I'll ever celebrate for or vote for Pirates. But what I will say, there was such a special moment at the Derby, and Lemmy, you were there. When Makgopa went onto the field, you would swear that the president or someone just walked onto the field. Every fan, Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, we all went crazy because, you know, Makgopa, we think of Bafana, we think of World Cup. And then as he came on, I won't lie to you, Chewy, I said, this guy is going to score because he always scores against Kaizer Chiefs.
And that celebration,
he always gives us the celebration. You know, he's like, I'm him. You know? So that was an awesome moment.
Lemmy, I see a comment on TikTok. They're saying, so Pirates, we're discussing about Chiefs. Why don't we analyze about Pirates not winning the league? So I think you want to do a quick yes or no around the league. Let me take it away.
I think that is exactly the perfect cue to do a yes or no question. Now, does this game solidify that Pirates is on the way to win the league? Yes or no?
Yes or no, guys?
Yeah,
of course. I obviously the question is yes or no, so I'll say yes. Pirates is on the track to win this league.
Timothy.
There's no Pirates that's lifting the league this season. That's a straight up answer. They are done lifting trophies. There's no Pirates that's lifting the league.
It's Spain that is talking. It's not you.
Sky.
For South African football, yes, Pirates wins the league, but Kaizer Chiefs are going to be the kingmakers of who wins the league. We still play Sundowns and we still play Orlando Pirates. And I will remind you on the 25th of April, Uguti. I love it because that week, that show is going to be on Freedom Day, 27 April. So hopefully Pirates will be free on that day. In South Africa.
Versus John. Let's hear you, bro. Men versus John.
I've been saying this since match day 3. Mamelodi Sundowns give them the league. Orlando Pirates is not winning the league. We all know this. Mamelodi Sundowns, mentality monsters. Mentality monsters. As you can see, look at them against Cocoon. 1-1. The game's looking like it's getting out and they still come back and win it. Sundowns going to do it the whole way through.
And Men versus John, can we just remind the Pirate supporters, by the way, you do not win a trophy for beating Kaizer Chiefs. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Chewy, take it away, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Mentality Monsters Africa. Thank you for joining us on the link up. Till we come your way next time. I have been Chewy Chew. He has been Lemmy Loco. They have been losers. Man versus John, Temedi, Sky, and the champions. Wow. We will see you guys when next we see you. Bye for now.
Sure.
Get Spar Super Savings at every store, in every aisle, every day.
At Spar, you'll find savings all around the store.